brain.
Right. And you're like, oh, but I can't be submerged in water.
Yeah, I have syphilis in my brain. It's rotting.
But also, to that point, they didn't have like clean filtered water back then.
No.
Especially not in Europe. Here, yes.
Here, yeah.
Europe, no.
It sucks because
they threw all their fecal matter in the water.
Yes.
So like even if they were to bathe, they were getting into poo water. And so it was just like
I
this
like how they had the
vicious
audacity
cycle.
and the caucasity
The
to come on
caucasity.
over and just be like, y'all are dirty, to be like us.
Right.
No.
No.
Get your smallpox
Take
and your
a bath.
venereal infections out of my life, Karen.
I would like to procure the bag.
I wanna be a rich bitch. Penthouse doorman, money, 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 rich bitch. Hey, give me that bag. Rich bitch. You're so rich.
Pay me.
Take a bath.
Thou art filth.
Thou art filth. Learn it from the Native Americans. Bathe.
Bathe.
Wash your ass.
Wash your ass. Chief Patton was like, get your wash your ass.
Here's some
I
flowers.
can't believe we're
Wash your
Hi,
ass.
are we
Have we started
have
yet?
we recorded? Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Great.
Great way to start.
Wash your ass.
We're really living up to our name here.
Yeah, anyway.
Hi.
Penthouse doorman, money.
Silicon Valley. No.
Silicon
None of that.
trolley. I don't know. I couldn't
Hi.
think of anything. It's
Silicon trolley.
I was thinking trolley, and then I thought it sounded too much like
What is
tranny,
trolley?
and like you can't say that anymore. It's I don't know.
What is trolley?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I
don't
thought
know.
I missed
I was
something.
trying to make a rhyme, like a half rhyme, and it didn't work.
So this is how today's going, everyone. We are dead.
Gutter trash.
Gutter
this is
trash.
what happens when you get us on a Monday, and it's late in the day.
Ew, it's
We've
Monday.
We've both had a full ass day.
Yes.
And
Stop
I'm on
saying
my
ass, please.
Wash your ass. I'm on my last brain cell. It's gonna be good. It's great.
Rub 'em together.
Everything's great. Rub them together.
Make some fire.
Sarah Seeds.
Yeah.
How have you been a rich bitch this week?
Well, you know what? For the first time, I really thought about this question beforehand. Because usually I like to keep it off the cuff. But I have a couple answers, to be real. One of which, or maybe three. The first one is I had this opportunity for something, and I quoted an amount of money that I felt was just really stupid high, and I felt really weird about it. And I was like, you know what? But I just actually don't care, because to be honest, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to be okay. And so I quoted this amount of money, and literally within 25 minutes, the person was like, absolutely, here. And I was like,
Amazing.
I should have done more.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I was with you when this happened.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
great.
shit.
Well, I mean, now you know for next time.
Now I know. Knowledge is power. But I thought that was really rich bitch mentality, because my thing was I wasn't leading with fear. I was leading with the fact that, like, I'm giving a really good, this is really important, and I'm giving a lot of insight that usually people pay for, like, silly seminars where the person has no experience and they're just talking whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, get your money, work. But this ain't a grift. I know what I'm talking about. And so I was like, I feel like this is actually really understandable. But then I had the sinking after I sent it. I was like, oh boy, why did I do that?
Why did I do that?
But also I thought, like, but also who cares? I'm not going to die. Whatever. And then the answer was like, yeah. And I was like, damn, I should have added a couple more thingies to that.
Well, now you know for next time.
Yeah, no, I know. Also, I've been, I think we talked about, I don't know if this was on the recording just now, but I've been taking Ubers when I just can't.
Well,
And I
mean,
make sure it makes sense, though. It's not like astronomical, but if I look at it, I'm like, this is...
I'm not going to Uber to my parents' place in Pennsylvania.
No, that
Because
would
I
be
could fly for less.
moronic. Yeah, no, I feel that. Like, if we did that and we just went back and forth doing that, like, I would be homeless. So, like, that would,
I'd live
if we did that.
I'd live in an Uber.
Yeah. We live in an Uber.
It might be cheaper than my apartment.
Oh, God. Welcome to New York, everybody.
Welcome
It's been
to
waiting
New
for
York.
you. It's been waiting for you. So we're going to get copyright struck. And then the third,
Anyway.
last and final thing is that I was just like, I wanted to hang out with a girlfriend, and we haven't hung out in a minute. And I said, let's do it up, gal. And she said, let's go to a bougie bathhouse. So we're going. Spa realness.
Oh, like
I'm not going to say
spa
what.
spa
No.
castle?
We're going to the Flatiron bathhouse.
Oh, I didn't know there was one.
It's nice. It's actually more affordable, though, than Air Ancient Baths. which is
I don't know
so
any of these
iconic.
things. Because here's the thing. In gay culture, when you say bathhouse,
Yeah.
I just think of like
A hole.
a hot tub and a glory hole and a shower.
Do you really?
Yes.
Is that what you? Okay, I need to ask.
Not
this
that all
question.
of them are like that, but
No, I know.
they are.
Okay, well, this is definitely not like that. This is like influencers before they go in being like, work, I'm gonna have juice and
Got
and
it.
cocktail
I'm gonna cleanse.
and yeah, and like you're going to different pools at different temperatures and it's cool. But air ancient baths is like really nice, and I've done that on an anniversary, me and Mike, and that's where they shot John Wick, where he beats people's ass in like looks like a castle underwater realness, but it's actually air ancient baths.
I mean, bathhouses is where I go to beat people's asses too, but in a different
oh
kind
my
of
God,
way.
we're really pressing the envelope, literally. Gutted raw. Anyway, so that's
Literally.
So that's how I can't. So that's what I did.
Monday.
I feel like I'm and I said yes. I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's just do it on a Tuesday. Who cares?
I love that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I got. Rich bitch behavior. How have
Great.
you been at each beach?
You know, the second you
Amuse
said,
bouche.
I actually took time to think about this week, I was like, I didn't. And this of all weeks should have been the week that I did because Lord Almighty.
That's great.
So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm kind of in decision-making mode. And so, like, I can't do much stuff. But I will say that, like, I have been getting better. Maybe this is my rich bitch thing. We're just talking now. Maybe this will play in. I have been getting better at, like, not avoiding my computer when I'm at home. Because I sit at a desk all day. I have a computer all day.
Yeah.
And so when I get home, the last thing I want to do is hop on the computer.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
But with our meeting with our producer Boo Boo in LA this week and everything else that we're doing that requires me to sit my ass at a computer, I actually did it and I didn't hate it.
Great.
And it felt good. And I followed it by rolling, we've talked about this before, by taking my foam roller and rolling my ass out.
That's great.
Because
We
it's
can't
just like...
make it clean here. We just can't do it. Keep talking about ass. It's the 15th time. It needs
This
to be an
is
ass
going to
counter.
be the title of the episode.
It's just an ass counter.
Wash
Just
your
ass.
ass. Just ass, right.
See, we're getting an ass
counter up
helping
here.
the situation.
Ass,
Yeah.
ass.
Stop. Bleep.
I do like the idea of an ass counter. We'll see if we can do it.
Okay.
Ass.
For the 40th time.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's. I mean, honestly, though, when you say you weren't on the computer, were you doing work, or were you doing something creatively?
I was doing me
whatever.
work.
That's great. I think
Yeah.
that is rich bitch
I
behavior
don't do
by far.
I don't do like work, office work
Good.
at home.
That's another rich bitch behavior.
I actually don't like working from home that much. I
Yeah.
get kind of anxious about it, and like my setup isn't conducive
Your
for what
boss
I
is
need
crazy
it
at
for.
home? No,
No, me. I'm the boss. I'm crazy.
that's
at
what
home.
I mean. At home, you're the boss. So you're like, I hate it here. I need HR.
He's psychotic.
He's crazy. I hate him. He's talking to me. She's a bitch. Yeah.
Truly. But yeah, so I mean, I've definitely gotten more over whatever my anxiety around that was.
Cool.
So that I can actually like do creative things and get creative things, because that's the whole reason why I've repositioned my life the way I
Right.
have, so that I can come home and I do have like the calmness and like the security of having
Yeah.
creative time and me time.
Yeah.
And being that we're also almost done with our development on the deck for my book, Cancer, Musical Theater, and Other Chronic Illnesses, please buy it anywhere you buy books. Yeah, I mean, it feels good to do now. And I think
Yeah.
whatever psychosis that was that I had before, I'm getting over it. And it's working
That's
out.
a good thing to get over psychosis, because
I'm full of it, kids. I have so much psychosis.
full of that. So full of it. We're both full of it. But the
Yeah.
thing is I think that's awesome. And I do the same. I started doing that a couple years ago, where I'd be like, hi, I will talk to you tomorrow at 9. Or I just don't respond. You know what I mean? I just don't do it. Even now,
Yeah.
with all the things, I just don't participate after about 5:30, 6 o'clock. You won't hear from me.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I just don't have
I
it.
try to be very good with myself on office hours with like my office job, which kind of makes having like office hours for myself a little tricky.
Right.
Because that leaves me like a very limited amount of time to do things.
Right.
And so it's kind of like making myself do it, where it's like I'm not hurting myself by doing it, but I'm just like giving myself permission that like it's okay
Yeah.
to sit at a desk. It's fine. Your ass is fat. It's not going
Here we go.
anywhere.
Ass counter. Number
Ass counter.
45. Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. It's a genetic situation at this
yeah.
point.
Also, it's on your body.
It's on my body, you know.
Yeah, that's-
But you know
we
what
all
I
have
mean?
one.
Like the BBL, like
Yeah.
We, you know.
Yeah, I do.
I wish.
You know.
We
Well, that's
love-
great.
It's so great. It's so great.
So I love your rich bitch behavior because
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just like getting over ourselves and trash and making things happen.
yeah, and since our last episode, I think I've shot 2 things. So I was on set like 48 hours ago, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Amazing.
As a lead, it was dope as fuck.
One thing that I do want to say about today,
Tell me about today.
on the way here, in addition to running into the pilgrims,
Oh yeah, truly.
I also almost got manned on the street. Now I see these interviews on TikTok and Instagram, and they drive me nuts.
yeah.
They're entertaining. Some of them are good, fine. But like the actual act of like walking up to someone on the street, I mean, like, excuse me, and like shove a microphone in
Yeah.
your face, like,
No.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to. And so today, walking here,
Mm-hmm.
this little blonde Twinkie in an oversized blazer and no shirt comes up to me and is like, "Sir, excuse me, sir." And I was like, first of all,
Yeah.
it's daddy,
Yeah,
not
yes.
sir.
First of all, it's Mr. Sir.
Second of all, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Right. What did
I
they
don't-
want to ask?
I don't know. I didn't stick around long enough
Okay,
to
good.
watch.
I hope it's not the ones who are like, "Hi, what's your job? What do you make? How old
Hi,
are you?
do you
What's your
wanna-
list of your fears?
Do you
Can I
wanna
follow
kiss
you?"
bears or twinks? Like, ma.
Ew, that's awful.
Yeah. I mean,
like
I've
stealth.
never personally been manned on the street before. And I feel like this was like a new New York rite of passage where the influencers have taken over.
Ew. And
know,
I
I
think
hate it.
that the problem there too is like, it's okay to like ask a question, but like don't come at me with a camera and a mic without.
Well, it's-
also, I'm an actor. I don't want to. I love doing that when I have a.
Right.
When I know when I'm working.
Call SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah. Actually, it's illegal. Actually, let's say this too. For SAG-AFTRA members, it's actually technically not okay unless they have like some sort of SAG waiver or something like that. You actually have every right to be like, you have every right as a
Oh
human
my
anyway.
God, this is fun though. Going up to like having them come up to you and be like, "Excuse me, are you SAG?
Yep.
Are you on a SAG contract? I'm so sorry, then I can't speak to you."
No, I've done that. I've had people come up to me and I'm like, "Hi, I'm SAG. I'm sorry, I can't do this," and I don't even know what it is.
And they don't even know what that is.
Yeah, but it's true what I'm saying. Like I
No,
literally
I know,
can't.
but they're like, "SAG what?"
Yeah, like I don't tell them that they could just get online and fill out a form and I would be fine. But I don't say that. I just say I'm sorry.
Sarah with the gatekeeping.
I'm sorry. I'm SAG-AFTRA. Also, I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
So you brought up the word twink, and I wanted to ask this question on the pod to educate the children and me as well. I love that in gay culture, especially it's predominantly gay male culture, it seems, there are animals that y'all feel as such.
Oh my God.
What is the trajectory? What is the Pokemon evolution? Like, what do you start? Like,
I feel like
Pikachu turns to Raichu.
I
Like,
feel like I just talked about this with somebody.
I'm sorry.
No, it's totally okay. I
trying to just
unfortunately
educate.
get asked this
Oh,
frequently.
well, let me wait. Before we say that, I've known you for years. I've never asked you
Wait,
this.
that's true. I will give
Let me
give you that
Let me
credit.
just listen to me when I say that. Okay.
Okay, so it's like twink, twonk, otter.
Twink twonk. Twonk sounds like a derpy twink.
You twink, twonk, twonk. No, it's like a twink that like put on some weight.
Okay,
and
so-
not necessarily like fat weight, like muscle weight,
Sure.
belly weight,
More-
whatever you want
more-
to call it. Yeah, so it's like twink, twank, twonk, and then and then you also have like the otters that are like the skinnier, hairier guys.
Okay. Skinny Harry's otter. Okay.
Yeah, and then like you have seals that are like bigger but have no hair. And then you have the cubs, which are like the shorter, younger, bigger guys, and then you
Short
have the
kings.
bears, which are like the bigger guys.
Oh.
Don't you point at me like that.
Well, you call yourself one. I don't know what's going on.
know.
You just said I'm daddy, and
It's
I'm
another psychosis.
okay. I'm not gonna call you anything.
But then
You're
have,
just Ed to me.
and I don't want to get into the weeds with this, but there's also like
Sorry.
wolves. There's
Wow.
There's like the daddy thing, and then you have the archies of like bear daddy, muscle daddy,
I've heard of muscle
silver
daddies and bears. I
daddy.
don't know all
Like
that, yeah.
just there's a lot of it.
Wow.
And I think a lot of it is very trite and annoying.
Yeah, it is.
But like, I don't like categorizing people.
me neither.
I don't like labels.
No,
I love labels. Who am I
neither.
kidding?
Other than bad ass bitch. Yeah, that's the only label I like.
But yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some of them.
Sure.
Come at me, gays.
Sure.
Come at me.
And
Come
I
at me
asked.
and correct me.
I asked.
You asked, but I mean come at me because I probably missed some. So like correct me.
Yeah, come through.
Yeah.
Well, I just find it cool and fascinating because I feel
Really?
like.
Because I find it reductive and kind of irritating.
Well, it probably is, but I don't hear it all the time.
Fine.
If I
sure.
heard it more, I'd probably be like, "Can we just
Sure.
stop?"
You probably feel the same way about that I do about like, oh my God, we're getting married for the straight people. Not you per se.
No, I don't really live that. I mean, I'm excited that I am, but I'm not like, I was born
oh my God,
to
we're
do
pregnant.
this.
Like, oh,
no,
great,
wait, you're
cool.
not pregnant. She is. Or they, you know what I mean? They are.
Well,
I hate it when it's like, I put in so much work. It's like, yeah, that's really.
I don't know. Have you ever been the giver? Because it can be a lot of work sometimes.
Oh, please. Oh, please. And yes, the answer is yes. But also, but
did we just learn something about Mike?
No, not at all. Not at all. My point is this. Hold on. My point is this. Like, it's totally cool, but it's like, it's just kind of cringe when people are like, we're trying. Yeah, you're banging. That's what you're saying.
Oh my God.
That's so too much information.
I just saw a thing about this, and I've seen it before, so this was like definitely regurgitated content.
Sure.
But somebody was like, I hate when people are like, oh my God, we're trying to get pregnant. You're taking loads.
Yeah.
You are a giant cum dump for whomever you're with.
Yeah.
And if
unprotected sex is happening.
And if I was a gay man in any other scenario, that I was like, hey guys, I'm just taking loads this week.
Yeah. Why do we need to know this?
Why do we need to tell people that you're trying? Like, I have never understood this. I've never liked it pre-hearing this concept. But the whole like
boundaries.
Oh my God, me and my husband are raw dogging it. And
on the kitchen table.
Right. And like, just stop.
And I look at the two people and I'm like, ew, stop.
No one needs to know that you're trying to get pregnant.
No.
You can tell us when you are pregnant.
Sure.
That's great.
Sure.
Good for you.
Because we're going to notice.
During the act of it, where it's like, I'm actively collecting semen from my husband's peen.
That's the thing, too, is like, no offense. Like, nothing's wrong with being, okay, I'm going to get shots. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with being polyamorous.
Here come the trad wives.
Oh, God, the trad, I'm not even going to.
Don't get me started.
I don't even want to get into that. But like, if you're polyamorous, cool. Why do you have to tell me about it as soon as I meet you? Like, I have to learn about your sexual things. Why don't I tell you what I'm up to while we're at it? Yeah. Why are you giving me this information right now?
I don't know.
You can. Do your thing.
The polyamory thing I never understood per se. I think, like, I get it, but I don't understand the need to talk about it. Although, Sarah, I do think that in some way you do get it. Because you constantly bring up that you're vegan.
Damn it, I haven't even said it once.
I know I'm doing it for you.
You're making me say it.
Say it.
I'm vegan. It's a stance. It's different.
It's not.
Okay. Oh.
It's being very specific about what you're eating.
Well, okay. But it's also less personal, right?
I don't know. You're putting something in your body.
Yeah, but no one else is. Okay, you know what? I'm cool. But again, I'm cool with it. I'm not having a problem. It just feels like,
of course.
It's like I'll go to a party and they're
I'm just giving you a checkmate situation.
I know. Now I feel trapped and like I'm going to get literally canceled.
It's okay. But speaking about bears.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about
I'm so excited for our guest.
Yeah.
I love him so much. I've been following him on all the social medias forever and ever and ever. I first found him because I believe, if I remember correctly, and we'll check with him when he's on here in just a sec.
Yeah.
I found him because he does this thing where he takes photos of himself in a swimsuit and he photoshops it in the background of other people's vacation photos. And I believe the original one that I saw was the Kardashians. And so he's like 6'7", he's a big bear, and he's in the background of a swimsuit just like...
Don't categorize him like that.
He does it himself, which I want to ask him about.
Okay, cool.
But anyway...
Sorry, now I'm checkmating you. It's my turn.
Yes, so he also was a writer on Fashion Police with Joan Rivers. Mm-hmm. He was in the film Where the Bears Are, which I have opinions about that I won't share. I didn't see it. it's a anyway.
Just like
we'll
glitter.
get into it.
Never saw it. Yeah.
So we'll introduce our guest in just a minute.
Just after the jump, put the money on the table. Hi.
Beep.
You're so rich.
Pay me.
Are we fully recording now?
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
The voice of God will come in.
The voice of God.
The voice of God is. Yes, we are.
We're
Great.
recording. Oh my God. Everybody, welcome back to I Want to Be a Rich Bitch. I'm Edward Miskie.
And I'm Sarah Seeds.
And as we just did our introduction, here on the screen is the fabulous Todd Masterson. Hi. You may know him as GayFatFriend on Instagram and or TikTok. I believe you're on TikTok. You're on TikTok, right?
Did you say gay frat friend or fat?
Okay, gay fat friend.
Okay. Just making sure for the audience.
Don't ever call me frat. How dare you?
Exactly.
No, that's such
If you
an
ever frat
offensive-
me, I'll get you.
I've been frat shamed.
You just show up at Phi Delta, whatever, and you're like, I'm the gay
Yeah,
frat
yeah.
friend. Yeah. Great.
Todd, as we like to ask all of our guests, how have you been a rich bitch this week?
To Costco today. Literally, I got back an hour ago, and I did a full Costco haul. I just went to
Wow.
town.
Oh my God.
What'd you
yes.
get? What are some items from your Costco haul?
So this actually wasn't a full major Costco run. This was a what is it called?
A light run.
Supplemental. This was a supplemental run. So I was just doing a
okay.
couple refills of just, necessities.
Mhm.
But so it was only $150, not like
Oh.
a $600 run,
Right.
Right.
But I got some flowers for our backyard because Costco has like an amazing little gardening section up here in Seattle,
Okay.
which is where I am. In case you were wondering, I'm in Seattle.
Love Seattle. Love.
Over here, where it's still winter all the time.
I've never been there.
Really?
No,
I had never been here till we moved here 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Oh, that's crazy.
Literally,
You just like,
moved
did you
here.
go like sight unseen? You just like got a place and we're like, okay, bye.
We flew up the second week of June, got a place after 2 days of touring apartments, and then moved July 1st. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it was
Oh,
whirlwind.
That sounds like a New York Minute, honestly, like relatable content for
Yeah.
real. Yeah, truly.
why did you move up there? What did you just like tired of LA, wanting to leave?
Well, yeah, so it was like height of the pandemic. It was 2021, and we had been locked inside for a year and a half. And I had been there for 15 years, and my husband had been there for 20. And he got a big boy fancy job up here,
Ooh.
and they were like, "We'll move you up here, and you will pay for your move," which moving is effing expensive,
Oh,
especially
so
cross
Sure
country.
fucking is.
Expensive.
Ugh.
So we were like, I think you have to take this job. Like, I think you have to. And he's like, okay. So we accepted, and they moved us up here.
Todd, you had mentioned your husband's job. I sort of loosely understand what you do. And so tell me about your job.
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much a housewife. I mean, I do Instagram and TikTok, and I get brand deals and stuff. I work social media, but
Okay.
it's not a 9 to 5, and I can quit whenever
Really?
I want.
Good.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, I don't know. I never know what to say that I do, because, like, I write. I used to do stand-up before the pandemic shut all that down, and I just never came back. I kind of realized how toxic stand-up was, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Well, I'm sure we've all heard. We've heard tell.
Yeah.
And then
Did you
the
hear
other
Dwayne
thing
The
is,
Rock
like,
Johnson, who's not a stand-up person, but he pees in water bottles and makes PAs throw it out?
What?
I just found out about that.
I'm horrified about this.
Yeah, that's horrifying. I just found out about it.
I didn't know that. I do know that he is the same height as me. I met him one time, and we're the exact same height.
Oh, god damn.
God damn. He's big.
Yeah.
My life.
But he's a presence. He is a presence.
He is.
I do want to ask you, because I remember when you first popped up on my radar as the Instagram handle of GayFatFriend. And I said in our intro, but I believe that it was because you had photoshopped yourself in the background of vacation photos of the Kardashians.
I originally did it as a post on my personal page, just at Todd Masterson. And I did like 6 or 7 pictures as a photo dump. And this was in like 2019. And just that post like went semi-gay viral. It got, like a couple 100,000 shares or whatever.
Wow.
Just from my personal page. And I was going to do it as a one-time joke. I never thought of like keeping it going. And so my friend Lucas, actually, he was like, this is so funny, and it's beyond just one joke. Like, please keep it going. And I was like, well, I mean, I have nothing else to do, and it's real easy. I'm just taking pictures of myself shirtless and then photoshopping myself into a picture. It takes like 5 minutes. It's not hard. So
Create the job. You want. Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
So I talked to a couple friends, and they were like, you should start a joke page as this joke. And I was like, okay. So it kind of happened really fast. So I was originally going to be Fat Gay Friend, but that was taken.
Ugh.
And so,
Oh my God.
Shots fired. Yeah. Rude.
and I don't think they use that page at all.
That's always frustrating too when
that's so
someone has it and
frustrating.
they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, give it to me. I would do better at this.
Yeah.
So then I just did GayFatFriend, which I'm glad that happened because
I actually like it better.
sounds better. It flows off the tongue. And then
Yeah.
I go by GFF sometimes on things where I'm worried about like words getting flagged, because that's the thing too. I get so mad. I actually have like talked to people at Instagram about this and stuff. I'm like, I'm very proud to be gay. I'm very proud to be fat. They're my words and they don't offend me. Take them off your bully register and like figure out a better way to handle these words. Because one time I have a podcast too. It's called Gay Fat Friend and Friends. Somebody was like, "What's your podcast?" And I was like, "It's Gay Fat Friend and Friends." And that comment, literally all I said is, "It's Gay Fat Friend and Friends." That comment got flagged for bullying and taken down by the AI. And that's I've had a handful of things be suppressed because I said gay and fat too much.
Like, I understand the need or the want for
why
a
we have
platform
it.
like that to do it, but like, good Lord.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've been flagged on TikTok for saying gay bar. I've said gay bar, and like, I think the comment was like, "This looks like a gay bar," and it was like community guideline violation.
Yeah.
Like, get off.
Well, and I'm a firm believer of protecting people that are getting bullied. So go ahead and flag it, pause it, put it on mute until I appeal it. And then once I appeal it, have a human being look at it and realize, oh, this isn't bullying, and reinstate it. But I've appealed things. Like I appealed that comment and they're like, nope, it's bullying. I'm like,
but it's
my
me.
name.
Right. This is the issue with AI because there's no human behind it to understand what context and nuance is behind it. And then we're all just going to keep getting flagged.
And I get why there's so much AI because there's so much content coming out. But when like you're saying, like if it gets to the point where literally my handle is this, I've told you I'm cool, like leave me alone. Put me on a list and say, oh, he's cool to say that. Let's relax.
Yeah.
Put that in the algorithm. Like do it.
Well, and also I'm a firm believer that like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook should have a customer service center, phone number. Like once money is involved, I know that they are paying us, but also a bunch of people are paying TikTok, or a bunch of people are paying Instagram and stuff to be verified now. It's like once money's involved, you need to have a customer service department. I'm sorry, we should be able to call and talk.
Sure. Kiki.
Todd, I want to talk to you about Fashion Police.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is like gay iconography. I would watch this as like a drug. But also, when you were writing for them, that was a very specific time for me. I was like in chemo, in radiation, doing all the shit in the hopsicle, as we used to call it.
Yeah.
And like Joan Rivers and Fashion Police was like a thing that I would like go to so I could turn my brain off and forget what was happening to me.
Yeah.
So I want you to like, if you want to, if you're comfortable doing so, share some like behind the scenes situations with Fashion Police that like are very specific to you.
Well, first of all, the experience, it's weird. Like you want a job, you want to get a job, you want to get like status. So you work really hard to get that job. And then once you get that job, you're like, oh, I can't pay my bills with my dreams coming true. Like I still have to do the work, So like you do all the work to interview and get the job and like get in. And then once you're in, you're like, oh shit, now I got to follow through and keep doing it. Like I feel like a lot of people leave that off, like a lot of people leave that off their plate when they're getting a job or chasing their dreams. They're like, yes, I finally booked that audition. And then they're like, oh shit, now I have to do a nude scene in front of 50 crew guys. It's just like, oh shit, now I got to do the job. But yeah, so it was a very magical time in my life. It kind of all feels like a dream sometimes. But the best thing was that like this is 2013 and 14, 2012, 2013. I don't know. I worked there for
12 and 13.
And it was all work from home except for the day we went to Melissa Rivers' house in the Palisades and sat around her dinner table with Joan Rivers and pitched all of our jokes. So like we would get all of the dresses or all the red carpet looks on Friday. We would write all weekend and Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we would go to Melissa's house in the Palisades and pitch all of the jokes that we wrote and Joan loved quantity, so like she wanted 10 jokes per dress, and usually there was like 20 dresses per episode.
Oh
So
my
it was a
God.
ton of writing.
Yeah.
We didn't have to submit jokes, but like I don't know, the more you submit, the more chances you had of your jokes making it on TV, you know.
Are there any like real stinkers that you gave to her that you remember, or any
It's like, what's wrong with you? I'm not doing that.
Any really good ones?
So I did have like one of the most controversial good jokes that she refused to do. So like her head writer is Tony Tripoli, and he's a great stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And he still works. And but Tony was the head writer. And one night, so when award shows happened, we had to write those shows live. So we would go to the offices at E on Wilshire, and we would watch, the Oscars at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday in LA. And then we would write overnight. We would pull an all-nighter and write until 10 a.m. in the next morning when they started filming.
Wow.
And so
sounds bonding. Sounds like finals.
I mean,
It's trauma bonding.
Yeah.
they would order us a ton of takeout and champagne and coffee, and yeah, we would stay till the sun came up. It was fun, but I forget who it was. I think it was Penelope Cruz. No, it was Jessica Chastain. Jessica Chastain wore a red tube dress. It was literally just a red tube dress. It had a little not even a peplum, almost like a shirt collar at the top, and it was literally just a red tube. So I 5 a.m. a little bit drunk, tired off my ass.
Sure.
One of the jokes I pitched was that she looked like a dog penis. Literally the joke, I was like, she looks like a dog dick, I think is what I said. Or she looks like a dog. I think that's what I said. And Tony and like everybody else in the room just like lost it. And I think we were like loopy. I think we were loopy, but Tony lost it, was like, yes. And then Joan was like, I am not saying dog penis on TV. And so Tony and Joan like got into it over this joke, which that's not even a joke. I was just like
mom and dad fight. Oh my God.
Yeah. And but yeah, ultimately Joan won everything. So she put her foot down. She's like, I'm not saying dog dick on TV. So yeah, that was a fun
I love that she drew the line there.
Yeah, like
she's like, I'll say whatever, but not dog dick.
Right. Well, but it was in a very specific time. It's like in a time capsule, And I think it's
like only Joan could say that stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, and also like looking
she's
back,
earned it, honestly.
Looking back at stuff like Project Runway, or not Project Runway. Well, maybe Project Runway.
Yes.
But I was thinking America's Next Top Model, and we're now in the 2024 lens looking back at Tyra Banks and how absolutely ratchet she was on that show to those people, and the horrible things that they were made to do. And back then we were like, this is so entertaining.
Or like the Tyra Banks show where she was like, I was fat for one day. I get it. Like, no, please.
Oh, where she wore the fat suit.
That always made me like literally die, because she has obviously no idea. She wore it one day, and not everyone wanted to like instantly bang her. Like,
right.
That was her gripe. You know what I mean? Like,
how sad for you.
LOL. That's so hard.
That was like the dawn of clickbait almost, where she was like,
she kind of was the dawn of clickbait.
We're all rooting for you.
Yeah, her
exactly.
and Andy Cohen were kind of like
Andy
the
Cohen,
dawn of
obviously,
clickbait and the dawn of like the sound bite.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, not to call you
the
old.
dawn of social media.
Not to call you old, but you're older than us, and so.
Wow, you really just came. Wow, came for that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm 10,
but like,
so
but
that's
I'm still a baby.
Do you remember like the dawn of that, and what is your take on that?
Well, yeah, that was like I said, it was the dawn of social media. It was the dawn of smartphones and the internet, and like it had never been done before. And that's a blank check with anything that's never been done before. You can write it for so long, and then it finally gets flagged and taken down, and realized like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have let that happen.
That's what
maybe
she
we
said.
should
Yeah,
be better
totally.
people. Yeah. It's
Totally.
like a paparazzi, like we don't really have paparazzi like we used to.
No. And they were vicious.
Yeah, they were vicious.
Evil.
I mean, the
Even
way
like
they treated Britney and Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton and stuff.
Oh my God, all
that
of that
could never happen again.
When all these documentaries, and like even I'm watching the last episode of The Crown, or the last season of The Crown.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that is very paparazzi fueled because of what happened to Princess Diana.
Which is so sick.
But like watching that, or like documentaries about Britney, or Paris Hilton's documentary that just came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
Or I don't actually remember how long ago it was. I just saw it. So to me, it's new.
It was 2 years old, but you were talking
Sure,
like
sure.
it came out
I'm
last week.
late
but
to the party all
It's
the time.
It's here.
But like seeing the aggressiveness of the paparazzi, like that just doesn't exist.
It's like rabid.
Yeah.
Instead, you just have like smartphones, and like the people have become the paparazzi.
And they would yell really horrific things, especially to women, like, why are you such a like crazy shit? Or like for mental illness stuff, people would literally say like, what's it like to be out for the last day or so? It's like, dude, chill.
Just to get a reaction out of them so they can photograph it or video it.
Yeah.
Because that's worth the content.
Dawn of clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of went from very analog to digital.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lifespan of everything too. Just the way, like, none of us use Facebook anymore, really, you know.
No.
And Facebook was huge for a while, and I think Instagram is dying. TikTok is probably going to die. Like, Twitter is definitely dead. Like, it's all, everything blows up for a little while, and then people kind of realize, oh, this isn't good, and move on really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like going back into like old tweets from like 2008, 2009.
Jesus. None of mine are like cancelable, but I have read and been like, this is world-class cringe. Like world-class. Yeah.
We were.
I definitely don't think, like, I'm 43. I don't think I could be a 23-year-old right now. I don't think I could have grown up with social media. I don't think I would have survived it. It just seems, it was hard enough as a 25 and 30-year-old person, you know.
Right, when things were still kind of analog.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I'm here. Listen, I'm here for it. If Gen Alpha wants to be like, we're not doing social media at all, we're gonna like send carrier pigeons
let's go back
to each
to the
other.
Stone Age. Let's do smoke signals. Give me them Pidgeys. Let's go. Yeah.
There a couple years ago, there was a fad of Gen Z was all getting flip phones because they didn't want smartphones anymore, and it was like cool to have a flip phone.
Old school flip
and I was
phone.
like, it's coming back. They're gonna do it, and then it kind of died off. But
Oh no.
I believe in them though. I feel like Alpha, Gen Z, they're so hyper aware because they've been raised in a situation where it's so bombarding them all day, even at school, even at whatever. And like, we got to go through most of childhood without dealing with all of this. And I just can't imagine what it's like for them. I can totally understand why they don't want to deal with it. It's very destructive, but also a great place to get your voice out and everything like that. So it's like, you know, what is it? What do we do?
What is it?
How do we heal the world?
the thing too about AI, like I keep seeing things about AI. They're like, oh, it's gonna be like Terminator, and they're gonna create a computer and a robot that's gonna launch a bomb and kill humanity. I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, I don't think anybody really cares if Terminator happens. I think people are more worried about losing their jobs. Like, I don't, AI has killed so many graphic design jobs, so many animator jobs, so many writing jobs. Like, as a writer, I'm worried about AI. I'm not worried about AI forming a robot army that's going to kill us. I'm worried about AI taking our jobs.
That's true.
Yeah.
Took your jobs. Yeah, for real. Like, that's what we're scared of. Honestly, that's the micro of it all. It's like, yeah, we don't have really time to worry about, like, I know you guys are bored, but like, we have no time to worry about Terminators coming at us. Like, I'm worried about, like, how am I going to get paid? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Like, how do I eat? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. Yeah.
Honestly, if they do create the Terminator and it like ends society, thank you. Like, we can be done. We're done here.
We are headed down a trajectory.
There's no more rat race.
I don't have to pay $12 for almond milk anymore.
Exactly.
Amazing.
There's no taxes after the apocalypse. Like, we
Right.
don't have to worry about taxes anymore.
What cracks me up, though, is the people who are trying to survive an apocalypse, who are like stocking up for it. Like, no, take me out.
Yeah, no, I'm running towards the bomb.
Yeah, let's go together.
See, I'm going to survive. I'm one of those, like, prepper bitches.
We can all frolic and skip towards the blast zone and just be like, take me out.
I'm here. You just put bullseyes on your face.
Off in, like, the bomb's gonna go off in like Chicago, and we're like, oh, we're too far away.
Oh, you fucking suck.
Who wants to take a trip to Chicago? Radiation fallout, anyone?
But I always laugh about how New York is always the bitch getting attacked in every movie, or DC, which makes more sense, to be real. Like, the problem isn't in New York; it's in DC. Not to put a target
Don't come
anywhere.
for us. Don't come for us.
Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Yeah. We're suffering enough. Because we have the highest rent in the country now. Anyway. Yeah. Love that light-hearted
Yeah, speaking of the apocalypse,
Yeah,
Todd, you're a big drag fan.
Oh
and
my
I
God, we have to talk about this.
I have to tell you that like I did not put a whole lot of drag on my notes because I don't pay attention to drag at all.
I do.
This is Sarah's wheelhouse. I've seen half a season of RuPaul. I think it was season 10, and it was when Eureka was on.
Rico O'Hara.
I think the first time maybe, and thought she was brilliant and then got eliminated, and I was like, this is the dumbest shit ever.
She came back with a vengeance, so
Sure.
don't worry.
I heard about that later, but
Yeah,
I just
she came
remember thinking
back.
like, I don't want to, like, this is not a meritocracy. They're actually not rewarding the people who are the best here.
Man,
And so I'm kind of turning this over to the two of you to talk
Please,
about.
we have to talk about this.
Because I am not versed in the RuPaul's Drag Race of
You're
it
not
all.
versed. So question, I want to talk about this because it's like people like are like my moon and my rising and I'm like, cool. What are your top 3 favorite drag queens? That's what I want to talk about that have been Ru girls. I know there's so many great drag queens that haven't been on the show yet, and it's an atrocity. But do you have like a top 3? Not to hierarch them, but it's it's fun. Live a little.
I don't know. It's weird because, so I worked on the show.
No.
Oh, so
See, here's the thing. I did know that, and then I gaslit myself into thinking
Okay,
that
yeah,
I was
that's him.
confusing
Please
it
don't look at me like I
with
didn't do this.
Fashion Police, because I thought
I would have died.
I swear to God, I was like, I know Todd has written for RuPaul, and then I could not find it anywhere.
Oh.
And so I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I made that up in my head, but I knew it.
Okay, see, believe
knew
in
it.
yourself. That's rich fish behavior. Believe, don't gaslight or gatekeep or girl boss,
Anyway, okay, yes. So Todd has worked on RuPaul's
When did you work on the show, if you can say? I don't know if you're allowed, but...
I wrote the challenges for season 7.
Oh, what a season.
So on a team, there were 4 of us. But yeah, I was a challenge producer on season 7. So, but also like I was already friends with a ton of drag queens before I worked on it. And then after working on it, became friends with a ton of them. So
7 was the one that got cut because of the writers, right? Writer's strike? Was that season or was that? Oh, good.
it wasn't us.
Thank God.
There was a 1-day temporary crew strike where like the electricians and sound guys and stuff went on strike for 1 day. Like we shut down 1 day of production.
Wow.
But then they got their contract and everything was good.
Not relatable content with last year.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah, so just for my season, Trixie and Katya, I think,
Ugh.
are like the longest lasting, biggest from the show.
That's my number one is Katya Zamolodchikova, or as your dad calls me, Katya. Like, I love her. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say but I'm friends with Trixie. So, but I would say Trixie and Katya are my top 2 probably just because.
Yeah, Trixie.
Friends and my season, and like I watch their podcast and stuff, so I quote them the most.
Oh yeah, and Bald and Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're like the most internet queens from the show. Like maybe Bob and Monet are also really big.
Bob,
really great.
I do like Bob.
Yeah, Bob the drag queen can get it.
Well, I think too, one thing we've learned from the show is that like sometimes winning the show doesn't mean anything for longevity, and it doesn't mean anything for the rest of your career. So just being on the show and being a fan favorite and then going on, the real win is all the work they book afterwards.
Correct.
And who sticks around. So.
Correct. Were you prepared? Did you hire a publicist right after? Yeah.
Did you do the right things?
Did you go in Did you go in debt to get your drags?
Yeah.
Yes. You got it.
Great.
You did the right thing.
Did you work with the right queens and not, are you not dramatic and do you show up on time and stuff like that?
And make friends, not enemies.
Yeah, don't be toxic.
Yeah.
So wait,
some
Todd,
people don't have the work ethic for being a drag race girl and then after drag race, because it's like I said earlier, you work so hard to get a job and then you have to do that job. Some people don't realize like, oh shit, drag, it really is the Olympics of drag. It's the hardest 6 weeks of your entire life. And then afterwards it's like, oh, you're gonna have to put makeup on your face every day for the next
keep doing this, like off to the races
and get better, elevate. I think the ones we're talking about that are really reverential and honestly cerebral, I feel like I've seen them like morph and become even more who they are as we've gone on, and those are the successful ones. Those are the ones who are staying present and working on themselves and always like making elevated decisions. It's actually quite impressive to watch, especially at Trixie and Katya is like incredible. Talk about them all day, but let's talk about you. So that's great. Is the workroom as chilly as they say? Is it ice cold work?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the main stage is one studio, and then the workroom is another studio. So, yeah, the both of them are icy cold.
Do you mean icy cold like burr, or
Yes.
do you mean like
Yes.
everyone's?
Because I think
bitch?
it's homophobic to have a hot
No.
drag queen melt in front of you. I think that's very rude. It
Yeah,
should be cold.
RuPaul is a big proponent of air conditioning, so everything
Yeah.
has to be.
Oh my.
She's the anti-Madonna, so
Yes.
Oh my god.
Madonna likes to sweat it out. Shiva,
I
whatever's
can't-
going on.
Can't relate to that. I don't
Yeah, I
ever want to
can't.
sweat it out, and I'm constantly
I'm
sweating it out.
angry when I'm sweating.
I'm sweating right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed at you. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm wet.
Same.
And I mean sweaty wet.
I know. I don't. Well, wow.
So
Great.
Todd, what is coming up next for you? What are
Yeah,
you
tell
working
us.
on? What's happening next? What's going on?
Well, pretty much the only thing I do actively is my podcast that I started in January with my husband. Yeah,
Okay.
called GayFatFriend and Friends. And you know, it's fun. It's a work in progress. We're finally hitting our stride. We're like, what is it, 17 weeks in? But yeah, we finally hit like a good stride, and it's fun. And we just talk about nothing. We talk about grocery stores and restaurants and just
I love that.
living life.
What do you think about the Erewhon thing? Isn't that not insane? Erewhon?
So I think it's so funny because the main Erewhon is by the Grove in LA on
Not
Beverly.
sponsor, but
We lived across the street from that Erewhon for 10 years. And so, especially during the pandemic, it was great for like, okay, we're making a dish.
Yeah.
We need one tomato. Let's run to Erewhon. Like Erewhon was literally like oh shit, we forgot this thing at the regular grocery store. Let's
Right.
just run across the street to Erewhon and
Mhm.
grab this one thing. And it was always known to be pricey. Like a
Sure.
box of strawberries was like $8. And you're like, okay. Somehow I like the rich kids, I don't know. Somehow it fell into the wrong hands. And
Truly.
Erewhon led with it. So they just doubled all their prices, changed all their packaging, and now it's like a tourist destination. It literally used to just be an expensive grocery store.
Damn.
And then their smoothie bar blew up, which they've always had that smoothie bar. That smoothie bar's been there for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
But somehow the smoothie bar blew up and now they have $20 smoothies and the, $50 box of like fried rice and
It's
deep fried
wild.
cauliflower. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's wild. And I got angry because I got to LA about before the pandemic, like 5 or 6 times a year. Now it's less. But I would go out there recently, like a couple years ago, and I'd never heard of it. And someone was like, yeah, let's just meet up at Erewhon and really have a chat. I'm like, I Googled it. I was like, that's a grocery store. Why are we doing this?
Did they have like a cafe or something?
Yeah, but it was just
well, they have a hot bar, like a deli. It's just a deli.
it's
and
really
you just,
not.
yeah. You
Yeah.
get a scoop of macaroni salad by the pound, and then there's it's surrounded by picnic tables. At least the one on Beverly, where I lived, is
I
surrounded
got
by
like a
picnic
veggie
tables. So.
sushi roll, and I was like, is this $19, bro?
Yeah,
What
it's-
the?
they have a really good sushi section, but yeah, it's
They actually
expensive.
do.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, especially back in the day, like 10 years ago, if you wanted to see anybody from Dancing with the Stars or like American Idol or any of your favorite primetime reality shows featuring quote unquote celebrities, everybody always would like go on a hike at Runyon and then go grab a sushi roll at Erewhon and sit outside.
Yeah.
You probably still could. If you want to see an influencer, just go to Erewhon
Oh.
for an hour. They're probably sitting outside drinking.
Dying to see influencers.
Me too. I cannot
all
wait. I need to see more,
time.
especially in New York where they stop traffic and they run around like they're lost and their boyfriend's filming them like, I got it. And then like you're going to die because New
mean,
Yorkers don't care about you.
Truthfully, Todd, you
You are,
are my favorite influencer.
yeah, for sure.
Aw, thanks.
You're the one. You're it. You're Neo.
Dreams
work.
come true. Dreams come true.
Dreams
Yeah,
do come
yeah,
true.
yeah. And I'm into it. I would gladly be one. I just also don't want to stop traffic and
Yeah.
make everyone's life,
I mean, and listen, that influencer moment that you had with Hellman's mayonnaise
What?
is I think is still one of the greatest things that has ever happened on the internet.
We need to share that on the pod.
We
We need
will.
to screenshot, show everything.
We
Share,
will.
share.
Yeah.
Mayo.
It's nobody pays me ever. They just send me their free stuff. But I do have a very close relationship with Hellman's. But it's all
I
just
love
love.
Hellmann's.
It's all
I
just
love that.
love.
They make a vegan one. There it is. There's a word. There's a word.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Did
actually
you know that Sarah's a vegan?
Did you know that I am a vegan? That's like my crutch. I'm like, but I'm also a vegan.
I'm also vegan.
12 years. I'm dead. Anyway, so like, yeah, I love Hellman's. And the vegan version actually does not suck. Because in the beginning, when I was like really starting out, the certain vegan mayos tasted like gutter garbage, oily snot.
Well, good for Hellman's.
Good. Love you, Hellman's. Love you,
them.
baby girl.
Not sponsored.
Okay, sorry. Now, let's get
All
to
right,
the
Todd,
meat.
we're going to play a game with you, and I'm very excited about this because I was really bad at this when I put this together in having played it myself.
Sure.
So
you just sold it. That makes me
sold
really
it.
Yeah, I was
excited.
gonna say that is the
I'm really good at
worst.
selling myself.
Sure, it sucks. Get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you'll hate it every minute of it.
Anyway, we're going to play a game, and it's called Joan or Drag. And we are going to read a quote to you, and you have to tell us whether you think it is Joan Rivers or a drag queen.
Okay.
And you get bonus points if you know which drag queen said it.
And we're not saying Joan isn't a drag queen, but it's like Joan or a drag queen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
she's like two notches down.
yeah, she's a two adjacent.
All right.
Joan was a drag queen. But...
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty much.
Entirely.
Pretty much. Editors, keep score on the screen.
Yeah, keep it
They're
up.
gonna love us for this one.
Da-da-da-da-da.
All right,
They
Todd.
quit, all of them.
Starting off strong with, if you've got a check, I've got a talent.
That's a drag queen. Isn't that RuPaul?
Nope, but you are right. It is a drag queen, but it is Willem Belli.
Willem.
Willem.
I love Willem. What a chaotic.
Love.
What a chaos. I love Willem so much. Ugh, great.
Yeah.
My turn. It's been so long since I made love. I can't even remember who gets tied up.
Joan Rivers.
Ding,
Correct.
ding, 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 ding.
There's Joni, baby. But
okay.
no penises about dogs. We can't say any of
No
that.
dog
Yeah,
penises.
no penises, yeah.
I knew I was an unwanted baby when I saw my bath toys were a toaster and a radio.
That sounds like Joan.
Ding, 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 ding. That was Joan Rivers.
You knew Joan. This is good. Okay, how about this one? It is so far-fetched to think that you are so special that you'd be butchered by a serial killer.
I don't know. Probably a drag queen.
Correct.
Correct. Ding,
Think
ding,
about
ding,
the
ding,
quote,
ding, ding,
though.
ding.
Who would say such an wild
Such an unhinged, wild.
I don't know.
thing? You're not special. A serial killer won't kill you. It was Katya Zamolodchikova.
Oh, there you go.
Right? It fits. It's probably my favorite quote on this entire thing. I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
When the going gets tough, the tough reinvent.
Ooh. I don't know. See, that feels like a RuPaul. I don't know. Is it a drag queen?
Ding, ding, ding. It was RuPaul.
I was gonna say. I was like,
Forget RuPaul, right?
Pee Wee Herman.
See, this is hard. They all sound like they could be either or.
Yeah. Some of these I actually know too. And some I don't. Okay. I see the people who tease me on Facebook and they look like hell.
is that Joan?
No. It's a drag
it?
queen. It's the biggest
Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah, it's the biggest drag you to filth. You're done.
See, that's like a trick question because Bianca is Joan Riversy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bianca literally, I think when Joan Rivers elevated to the celestial plane, Bianca was like, "Nyo," and like, they merged. Souls merged.
Okay. I don't exercise. If God had wanted me to
know
bend
this one.
over, he would have put diamonds on the floor.
Joan?
Yep.
Oh,
Ding,
yeah.
ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
yeah. And I remember Megan Fox used that quote on her thing, and everyone's like, "What? You do exercise?" And I was like, she's being reverent
Yeah.
to Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Calm.
Our
Copy
Lord,
paste.
our Lord, Lady Joan Rivers.
Yeah. In the year of our Lord, Joan Rivers, 2024, she
Yes.
was, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all.
Last one.
Oh, yeah.
Life is a movie and you're the star. Give it a happy ending.
Oh my God. That can't be Joan Rivers. There's no way. That's too positive. Is it Joan?
Oh, Joan Rivers.
I think when she said happy ending, she meant,
She meant
a different one.
a different, right.
Yeah,
she meant
yeah.
a hand job.
Wow, I think you did pretty
you
good.
did pretty good. We'll have to check and see what our
I have no
editors track
idea.
as points. Because,
Wow, our brains.
Because I didn't track points. I'm glazed over.
You got 8,000 points. Good job.
God, I never win anything.
Oh my God,
I
you
know.
won. We'll have to
You
think of
did
a
it.
prize and send it to you.
Yeah, a jar of Hellman's mayo. Vegan.
I think, Todd, I think you're pretty set on the jars of mayo, aren't you?
I have so much mayonnaise in my house. So much mayonnaise.
Jealous.
I should have showed you the mayonnaise thing before.
Oh
we
yeah, I'm
before we
mad
started
you
here.
didn't, and I'm mad that you didn't tell me that he definitely worked for RuPaul. I'm mad you didn't trust yourself
listen,
enough.
I did not trust myself. I knew it deep down, and it just was not on the internet that I could find. And so I gaslit myself into believing that I made that up in
You
my
gatekeep
head.
girl bossed yourself. Yeah.
I did. I did.
Well,
Anyway,
wow.
Todd, this has been such a joy to have you here. I am such a fan. I'm
Big
so
fan.
thankful that you said yes to this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you have better things to do.
The check's in the mail. I promise you'll get it soon. Sorry about that.
Wait, you didn't even ask for my address.
We're about. Yeah,
We'll get it.
I mean,
We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get you.
We'll get it. Todd, tell everyone where we can find you.
Yes.
So Instagram and TikTok, and Threads. I've really been enjoying Threads lately because I gave up on Twitter forever ago. So
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at GayFatFriend. And then my podcast is on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, and it's GayFatFriend, all one word. GayFatFriend, all one word. And Friends, the podcast.
I love that.
love
Are we your
everything.
friends now, Todd?
Oh my God, for sure, for life.
For
I knew
life.
it.
We love.
Blood sisters. Love it so much.
Love it so much. Well, thank you so much for being here again. So appreciate it. You're the best.
Yeah.
Everybody
thanks for
follow
having me.
Todd.
Follow.
We love. And this has been another episode of I Want to Be a Rich Bitch. Follow us as well at Rich Bitch Pod on all platforms. And check us out every Monday for new episodes.
Put the money on the table.
Pay me.
That's a cut, God.
I wanna be a rich bitch. Penthouse store man, money, 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 rich bitch. Hey, give me that bag. Rich bitch.
Pay me.